There we go. Yeah, see, there it is. All right. So, what is tomorrow?
Thursday.
The most loveliest day of all.
You would be right, my friend. You are right about that.
And I don't mean that as fun. I actually do.
What's tomorrow?
Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day, Singles Awareness Day, right? Yeah. Well, you all would be wrong. It's my birthday tomorrow, so y'all better. Okay, so you can either drop off packages at the church office up here, or just have maybe Amazon ship them directly to my house. That is okay as well. So if you do not want to celebrate Valentine's Day, you can celebrate my birthday. All right, so that's a way out for you, okay, in case you're sad about tomorrow. Now, Valentine's Day, love, right? All about love. Like, what are you gonna do for me, baby? You know, trying to get the dates and stuff like that, and you know, your parents are like taking dates, some of you all, and love kind of makes you do some crazy things, though, don't it?
No.
Some stupid things sometimes.
I've disciplined myself. Nope.
That's good. Good that discipline. So, when we talk about stupid things, I think back to when I was in high school. Believe it or not, I was. I know you're like, man, you're so young. You still look like you're in high school, right? So, so I was in high school, 16, 17 years old. Had myself a girlfriend. Yeah, that's right. It was not Amy. Okay, so this is pre-Amy. All right. So I was going to her house one day, right? I got my car. Now my car at the time would overheat. So you would have to kind of pull it to the side of the road and let it cool off a little bit. So I had in my mind, man, listen, I was going to her house. Nothing was going to stop me from going there. I just wanted to go. I didn't want to be at house, but I didn't want to be at my home. I didn't want to be with my family, because, you know, when you're this age, some of y'all like, I don't like my family, but, you know, so I decided to go. I jump in my car and I go, man, and I start going, and all of a sudden my car starts to overheat. Now, y'all know when you get a one-track mind about something, there ain't nothing going to stop you. And I was so ticked off, man. I was like, man, this stupid car, man, you know what? I'm just gonna mash it, man. And so I mash that pedal down. I just go faster, and soon enough, engine blows. And I'm stuck on the side of the road without a cell phone, I believe. So the next thing I knew, I found myself walking to the gas station. Call my parents, hey, come pick me up. So mad at myself. So frustrated. You know, all I want to do is just one thing. I just wanted to go to her house, and it just, this stupid car overheated, and I was kind of part of the problem. I should have just pulled over. But man, love makes you do some stupid things. Now, fast forward a little while, she breaks up with me. Everyone say, "Oh." Nope. Everyone say, "She don't know what she had." No, I'm just kidding. But it's true. No, but so she breaks up with me though. So when I think about it, it's like, man, I did all, you know, my car broke down. It was expensive repair because your engine blows. That's not cheap. And she ends up breaking up with me.
Oh, it must have been a terrible day.
It was a terrible day, man. So it's like, love kind of makes you stupid sometimes. It kind of puts things in your head like you ain't thinking through things clearly. She didn't quite replicate the love that I had for her, at least I thought that I had for her. And we see that all the time, don't we? We see people that we have in our lives that we're like, oh man, you know, I love them so much, and I just, you know, this friend I have, she's great, or he's great, and we're like, man, they're great, you know, they're amazing. But they don't seem to replicate that love sometimes. Like, man, why not? We get frustrated sometimes, and then we start doing stupid things, like maybe I can get them to love me better, or you know, I don't know why they're not doing it. I got to do this right here. This will make it better. But what we see tonight is that God's love is different than the love we experience from others. And therefore, our response should be different as well. See, the love that we get from others, and even the people that really love you in your life, God's love is different than that. As much as you think that person loves you, God loves you so much more. But we tend to have a lesser response to that greater love. So God's love is different than the love we experience from others. Our response should be no different. So let me set the setting for you. Here we have Hosea. He's a minor prophet. Everyone say minor. Minor. There you go. Minor prophet. Now, when you're reading the Bible, and you come across a story like Hosea, and there's a few others as well that are prophets, you better be thankful that you are not a prophet in the Old Testament. Because God has you doing some really crazy things. And that is one thing that we're going to see tonight is like, God's having you do what? And you see a couple other instances in the Old Testament of this. So like sometimes, when pastors and stuff, they read Old Testament, they're like, man, I'm just like Isaiah. Man, I'm thinking I'm like Jeremiah. And it's like, man, I don't think you want to be an Old Testament prophet, man. You better be thanking God you ain't in the Old Testament anymore. Because it wasn't all like, hey, I'm going to go speak and everyone's going to love me. And it wasn't like that. It wasn't like that. You're an Old Testament prophet. That's a rough job. All right? And so we're going to talk about that with Hosea tonight. So starting with Hosea chapter 1, verses 2 to 3. It says, when the Lord first began speaking to Israel through Hosea, he said to him, go and marry a prostitute, so that some of her children will be conceived in prostitution. Thanks, God. Appreciate that one.
What?
Right off the bat. Hey, what I want you to go marry this. I want you to go marry this girl that's sleeping around. Okay, there's got to be a reason. Okay, God just didn't say that. There's no reason behind it. This will illustrate how Israel has acted like a prostitute by turning against the Lord and worshiping other gods. So Hosea married Gomer. Oh, she sounds like a catch. The daughter of Diblaim, and she became pregnant and gave Hosea a son. Listen, crazy love requires crazy actions. Crazy love requires crazy actions. See, in verse 2, we see this crazy action. Is that God's love for the people of Israel. He still loves them. Even though they've turned away, even though they're going after other gods, and they're kind of like, yeah, okay, you're cool, but man, these guys know what's up. My friends know these guys, so I'm going to hang with my friends because I like my friends more than I like you guys, so therefore I'm going to hang with them. Even though they do that, God says, man, I am still going to go after them. I still want them. Do they deserve me? Heck, no, they don't deserve me. No. But I'm still going to go after them. We also see Hosea's love for God. Trust me. Marrying old Gomer, I don't think was in his 5-year plan. He wasn't like, oh, listen, I can't wait till I kind of become a husband, and oh man, I can't wait. I'm going to go marry this girl that's already slept with a bunch of other guys. I don't think that was in his plan for his life. But we see, as he's a prophet, we see his love for God. We see that, man, listen, God is, it wasn't in my plan, but it's in God's plan. God now wants you to do this. So, I'm going to obey God because I love God. And I'm going to do this because he has told me to do it. See, notice I said crazy actions and not stupid actions. See, me with my car, that was stupid. Right? One-track mind, that was stupid. Now me reserving a softball field at night, making sure cameras are there and the lights are on the field, getting a softball and writing a poem on it, getting an engagement ring and getting down on one knee and proposing to Amy. friend getting a girlfriend or boyfriend and dropping everything else, because you all know, some of you all know this person, where they get a boyfriend or girlfriend and they come just like so infatuated with them that they're like, oh man, I just want to be with them all the time. This is all who I want to be with, and they like totally forget about you. And it's just like, man, it's about this person. You try to talk to them, it's like, yeah, I get it. But this person, I can't wait to like Friday night 20 a.m. I can't wait. I know you want to hang out. We used to hang out, but no. It's about this person where you just come in like infatuated, and that is stupid. Crazy action. The world would seem crazy. Is saying, I really love this person, and I'm going to put the guards up in my life to make sure I do not do anything stupid with this person. I'm going to put the guards up in my life to make sure I am not alone with this person because I don't trust myself. Crazy is saying, man, listen, I do, and I think I love you, and I want to love you, but I am going to respect you, and I don't want to ruin this. I don't want to put anything in my life that's going to ruin this, because one, I love God, and He says that I love Him by loving others, and so me loving you, I'm not going to put ourselves in any compromising position. I want this thing to go on. I respect you too much to do that. That is crazy. So what happens between this verse and the next is, sure enough, old Gomer, so they get married, right? Have a few kids. Old Gomer decides to leave. She wants to go back to the life that she knew before she knew Hosea. Everyone say that is messed up. Say it, that is messed. Wake up, man. Say that is messed up, man. You're going to tell me one, Hosea is like, listen, I've already put all my pride on the line. I've already said, you know what, I'm just going to follow God. I'm going to do what He says. I don't care what my mama says and saying that you shouldn't marry that person. Or my best friend and says, man, do you know what she's like? I'm going to put all that aside. I'm going to marry her. I'm going to go get her. And this is going to be great. It's going to be some like great love story. And then all of a sudden she leaves and Hosea's like, well, good one, God. I'm glad I hope you got what you needed out of that, God, because now she's left. I got these kids. And she's gone back to where she came from. Part of him was probably like, almost good riddance, right? Like, all right, what's the next example, God? Like, what do you want me to do next? But then something else happens. See, at a time where he is thinking, you know what, it's time for me to go find a wife for these kids probably, God intervenes. And He says this in 3:1. Then the Lord said to me, go and love your wife again, even though she commits adultery with another lover. This will illustrate that the Lord still loves Israel, even though the people have turned to other gods and love to worship them. Crazy love is crazy committed. Crazy love is crazy committed. Because it says there that the Lord still loves Israel. Still loves Israel. Because this is what they have done to God. He has brought them to Him. And He's like, listen, you're my chosen people. I love you so much. And then they go away. And He's like, I'm still going to come. I committed myself to you. I'm still yours. I am going to come and get you. He is committed to them. And likewise, this also shows that He is committed to us. He says, man, listen, I am coming for you. I don't care that you're over here, or that I have to go and get you. I'd rather I not have to come and get you, that you stay here. But I am coming for you. I want you that much. I love you that much. Have you ever felt not worthy of somebody's action? Someone does something for you and you're just like, man, I don't know why you did that for me. Why did you do that for me? After the way I've treated you, like you're gonna do that for me? It does something to us, doesn't it? When we've treated someone so poorly, yet they still do something for us. And we're like, man, I don't know why you're doing this, but thank you. You start to feel this gratitude. But what does commitment look like for us, though? What does it look like to be crazy committed? Go ahead and watch this.
I want to be the person that is the first person there and the last person to leave, because I think that the road to success is through commitment and through the strength to drive through that commitment when it gets hard. And it is going to get hard and you're going to want to quit sometimes, but it'll be colored by who you are and more who you want to be.
You can only have two things in life, reasons or results. Notice, reasons don't count.
When you're committed to an outcome, there are no excuses. There are no stories. There are no reasons not to achieve it. But if you're interested in an outcome, you will do what's convenient. You'll come up with excuses, stories, reasons to support your convenience desire. And so here's my question for you. Are you interested or are you committed?
As you think about this that you know you need to handle, what are you going to do? Write down 3 strong reasons on why you know you must take action. And be explicit and descriptive in your reasons, because your reasons have power. Your reasons will drive you. When you have doubt, when your faith becomes weak, your reasons will fortify your faith. When you have an inner conversation, say, no, don't do that. Your reasons will become your rod and your staff to comfort you, to take you through those challenging moments. And what you will find, that when you decide to act, when you decide to take life on, when you're stretching out, when you're taking life by the collar, and you know that what you're doing is right, it gives a special meaning and power to you. You'll begin to discover some things about you that you don't know you got when you put yourself in that type of challenging situation.
It's all right to fail as long as you fail forward. But I need you to have heart, because there's some things you just can't get without perseverance. You gotta have heart, because sometimes you'll get hurt, and you gotta be able to bounce back. You gotta be resilient. Sometimes you're gonna face obstacles. You might pass the test on the 4th try, not the 1st, not the 2nd, not the 3rd, and you gotta have the ability to get back up and act like you ain't never failed in the first place. Are you hearing me? If you would be willing to fight your way through it, if you would be willing to fight your way through this battle, fight your way through cancer, fight your way through that academic struggle, fight your way through divorce, fight your way through boxing, fight your way through football. If it was easy, everybody would do it. You gotta fight your way through it. You got this far. If you was gonna quit, you should have quit a long time ago. You've come too far to quit now. You need to get a reward for it.
When I see that, I see God's love in that. I see His commitment to us. And I also see some things that we can work on. That part where it said, write down your reasons. You only need one. And that reason is that, man, God loved me so much that He came down for me. When I was worthless, He came down for me. He loves me. That's my reason. That's why I stay committed to Him. That's why I stay committed to my friends. That's why I stay. Because of what He did for me. Oh, God, thank you for staying committed to us when we don't deserve it. Hosea 3:2 2 through 3, it says this. So I bought her back for 15 pieces of silver and 5 bushels of barley and a measure of wine. Then I said to her, you must live in my house for many days and stop your prostitution. During this time, you will not have sexual relations with anyone, not even me. See, crazy love always comes at a crazy price. Crazy love always comes at a crazy price. Now in verse 2, it tells us what this crazy price was, at least part of it. 15 pieces of silver and 5 bushels of barley and a measure of wine. When you kind of add that up, and the scholars have kind of added that up, it kind of comes out to about 30 pieces of silver. 30 pieces. It's not really a whole lot. In fact, in Exodus 21 and 32, it says this. Right here. Okay, great. What I wanted to say is that there's a price. Okay, so Exodus, they're talking about the law. There we go. Okay, so if the ox gores a male or female slave, so basically if an ox kills your slave, that person must give 30 shekels of silver to the slave's master, and the ox must be stoned. So 30 pieces of silver is worth the price of Gomer. She is worth the price of a dead slave. Do you realize how low she has gotten? Because not only has she returned her whole life, she owes a debt. And this person that owns her says, listen, if you want her back, which I don't know why you would, if you want her back, pay this price. And she's worth the price of a dead slave. Like, why? Why do you want her so much? That doesn't make any sense. She's slept around. She's worthless right now. She has the identity of being worthless, basically. The lowest of the low. And what's crazy is that she chose to go back to that. And there's this moment where you can imagine where he's saying, okay, listen, she's my wife. And for some reason I have to pay you to actually get my wife back. But I'll do it. You can imagine her just standing there. Why? Why has he come back for me? What is his deal? I left him with our kids, and now he wants me? He wants me to come back with him? Why doesn't he just listen to his friends? Why didn't he just listen to his parents who told him I was worthless? Why is he coming back for me? But that's the story of God and us. Is that we are worthless. We have abandoned God. And yet he comes back for us. See, that price wasn't very high, but you know that price was high for Hosea. Because he had to go back and say, he had to kind of turn away from all the things that his friends and people were saying, the same thing. Don't you go back to her. She already left you. Don't you go back to her. You know her history. Why do you keep pursuing her? Don't you go back. That price wasn't very high that he paid, but it was. Oh, it was. See, God will continue to pursue us no matter what. He will continue to pursue us no matter what. It doesn't matter what we have gotten into. It doesn't matter how many times we go away. It doesn't matter how many times we go back to our old life. He's saying, listen, I'm coming for you. I don't care. I want you. And he's going through it, and he already went through it on the cross. And he's saying, listen, I don't care. I want you. And we're like, hey, I'm kind of liking it over here. Oh, no. You don't understand. You are worth so much more than what you are living in right now. Francis Chan says this. He says, the irony is that while God doesn't need us, but still wants us, we desperately need God, but don't really want Him most of the time. He treasures us and anticipates our departure from this earth to be with Him, and we wonder indifferently how much we have to do for Him to get by. What Francis is saying, he's like, listen. God has displayed this remarkable love on you. He has poured so much love on you, and He can't wait to see you face to face and to embrace you and say, oh, welcome home, I missed you. He can't wait to do that. But we're like, this Christian thing is cool, but how do I fit it into my life? Like, what do I have to do to be a good Christian? Like, what's the minimal I have to do to keep this relationship going? Is it Wednesday nights? Do I come on Wednesday nights? All right, cool. I can do that. Sunday mornings? Okay, yeah, I can do that. Read my Bible every day? Let's go every other day. Love my friends and tell other people about Jesus? I can do that every now and then. If the conversation decides to come up and, it's the right time, I can do that, I guess. Maybe, if it's not too embarrassing for me. We start to wonder, man, what's the bare minimum I have to do to keep this relationship with God? When God's like, listen, I want you. Don't you understand what I've done for you? Don't you realize the price I have paid for you? And we're like, oh God, that He would just grip our hearts and ring it and say, man, I love you so much, and that we would embrace it. That we would embrace that and say, oh God, I love you. What can I do to show that love? You just tell me where to go, God, I'll do it. You tell me what to do, I will do it, God. You want me to tell them? It's easy because you're just overflowing out of me, God. Absolutely, I'll go. What's our response to Him? This love is something that is not ordinary. And these three things that you see on your paper that you've been filling in, these all can be seen through Jesus Christ. God's crazy action of sending Jesus for us, oh boy, that's a crazy action for you. His crazy commitment of Jesus going to the cross, just every step, every nail of Him going to the cross, man, that's commitment. He's like, man, listen, God, I'm committed to you, and man, I am committed to you because I love you. That is crazy commitment right there. I don't care that, oh man, it hurts so bad, but man, I see you in my mind right now, and I love you, and I want to be with you. That is crazy commitment. And is there any greater, higher price to be paid than what He did with His life? You want to see crazy love, you just look at the cross. See, God's love is different than the love we experience from others. Our response should be different as well. God, we thank you for tonight, God. God, we thank you that you are a God who loves us and comes after us, God. God, I feel like if it was up to us sometimes that we would just abandon you. God, you keep pursuing us, God. You keep loving us. You keep drawing us in, God. And that should make us feel so much passion for you, Father. God, I pray that if there is someone here tonight who has not experienced that crazy love that you offer, I pray that they would not wait one more minute. God, they might have heard it 1,000 times, but this time, Lord, this time you've spoken to their hearts, Father. We love you and we thank you for all that you do. Thank you for coming together. It's in Jesus' name.